dare you insult my identity and what I identify as?
F you, like I'm gonna wear this and still be bad, so.
That is the most female approach to what I just said that you could ever imagine. And now to do my eye makeup.
Welcome to another episode of
Catch with PiNKII. We're back with more PiNKII the Pinkerton today.
Yes.
PiNKII in the house, in the place, in the building, in the camper van, in the tent, on the floor, on the roof, here, there, and everywhere. That's where this podcast is listened to.
And we're going to talk about PiNKII, and we're also going to talk about Gyaru.
This whole Gyaru nonsense, because no one knows what that means. Tell us what
is Gyaru?
What's a Gyaru?
Have you guys seen the trend on TikTok? Gyaru.
No.
Gyaru.
No.
Okay, well.
Please tell people the thing.
It doesn't have anything to do with it, so that's why I say that.
What's a Gyaru?
A Gyaru, there's so many different things. Like you could be mentally Gyaru, you could be physically Gyaru, you could be Gyaru in your imagination, you could be only Gyaru on the internet.
So the English word, the English word girl, when Japanese pronunciations are plowed, comes out as
Gyaru.
Gyaru.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a Japanese fashion.
Okay, Japanese fashion. But also sort of a lifestyle choice and identity choice.
Identity. The blurb you generally get on the internet is, it's Japan's California girls.
Okay.
They are very different and they reject, please correct me if this is wrong, but they reject the Yamato Nadeshiko kind of image, the ideal Japanese woman with the dark hair who's like very obedient, who's like very quiet, doesn't speak up for herself, and who just stands behind the man. And the Gyaru seem to be the right opposite. They bleach their hair, they dress sexy, they talk about having relationships with boys, God forbid.
Whoa.
They are outspoken, they have their own music, they go shopping, they have fun. Is that correct? Did I get anything wrong there?
Except for the fun. Fun is not allowed.
Oh, no fun.
Serious.
No,
Yeah, like
no fun of that. No,
that's
none of
fun.
that. Give us your definition of what Gyaru is.
There's a lot of different opinions on this, so I can't say 100% sure, but one of the theories is that it started out from Japanese girls tanning to kind of imitate American celebrities. Which, if you look back in the 90s, like the late 80s, early 90s, girls did start tanning more. They started wearing more American brands, and then the style kind of evolved from like a little bit of white makeup on the eyes to like ganguro, which I don't know if you guys know what
Very
that is.
strong, dark and white makeup and huge lashes.
Like stickers all over the face. You guys might have seen like white lipstick, white around the eyes. It kind of went in waves. So it like started out kind of simple, and then it like got bigger again, and then it went simple again, and it got bigger. And it's always kind of been like, at least back then, it was very trendy. So it was kind of mixed with whatever was on trend. Nowadays, it's not really a big trend in Japan. There's like people that still practice the fashion, including me and like a lot of other Japanese girls and girls around the world. As time went on, they had Shiro Gyaru, which is like more like Gyaru, because not a lot of the girls were able to go tanning all the time. So that's kind of how...
Premature skin aging and all.
Exactly.
Oh, that's why. They weren't just fake tanning, we're just rubbing it on and...
You know, it's so weird because I ask all my Gyaru friends, like, don't you ever do self-tan, like fake tanning? And they are like, no, we don't have it in Japan.
Don't
Unless
have it
you're
in
a
Japan.
They told me wrestlers. Do wrestlers?
Yeah, everyone fake tans. What you talking about, Liz? No, because my former manager was like, no, you're a white person. We need to keep your skin pristine and white. So no, you're fake tan for you. I'm like, oh,
But that's
all right.
weird because I feel like an American tan.
I used to tan in Australia, but then I came here and I got told no more tanning for you.
I guess it's like when my agency was like, you have to be blonde because
That's exactly
you have
the same
to be
thing.
a stereotypical
Exactly
white
the same
person.
thing. Exactly the same.
Yeah, like you said, it's a rebellion. So it started off as a rebellion to the typical beauty standards. And unfortunately, the media got wind of this and they started kind of stereotyping them as bad girls.
Bad girls and stupid girls, that kind of like, and like the girls who just like go out and just love fashion.
Okay.
But like kind of like bimbos.
No, okay. All right.
But I think like a lot of like things recently have tried to flip that over. Like this is a real story. This is a Gyaru I've worked with on the Kawaii Pachin channel who got like the highest grade you can get at kanji, which is like really, really hard to get. An average person can't make that. And she was a Gyaru and she got that test just because she thought it would be fun. And the whole media was like, oh my God, a Gyaru that knows stuff.
Gyaru is academic.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
I
that
see.
stereotype, like you said, that was just put on by the media a lot as well.
And it was a lot of young girls too, so like girls in high school and girls in college as well. But it's really sad because there was a time, it was because, kids go through puberty and you start experimenting. So the media started painting them as like these super promiscuous girls that were just going out and like sleeping with everybody. And then there was like a whole crisis of these businessmen that would come on to these schoolgirls and ask them to go on dates and things like that. So then the media ran with that, and then they became known as like, oh, these girls are like finding sugar daddies and they're selling themselves. When it's like, it wasn't blamed on the men, it was blamed on these young schoolgirls, which is very messed up. But yeah.
Did that contribute to like the decrease of popularity?
I don't think so. I think it's funny because now you have Toyoko kids and the
Toyoko kids.
And they're having the same problem. Like these girls are going and sleeping with these older men because they're like, they don't have a place to go and that's the only way they know how to make money. And
So how? Okay, so
sorry, that's not part of it.
No, it's all right. You were as a teenage girl. You're there in Missouri. You're into all the Japan stuff. You just saw Gyaru fashion and said, "That's for me."
I was into Harajuku fashion, and I've always loved like crazy stuff, like hence the nails. I love standing out. So whenever I was a kid, I found this book, and it was about all different kinds of Japanese fashion, and they had Yamamba.
Yamamba. Visually, how would you even explain that?
Tan, giant hair, like teased to the nines, the craziest makeup. Like Ganguro, when it first started, was like the white makeup and the white around the lips. But these girls like took it to the next level and they started turning it into like art. So like every girl's makeup was different. And some of them added some color, some added some stickers. It was a fun time. And so I really liked that and I like wanted to try it out. And it's weird because it's not something you look at and think, oh, this is so pretty. Like, when you're a little girl and you're like, oh, I want to be pretty. But I was just like, this looks crazy. I want to do it. So that's how I kind of got interested. And then obviously my mother would not let me go out like that. So I had to suffice for the more toned down version.
Okay. And so you went out, Missouri being the rural is the wrong word, but it's it's the Midwest,
Suburban,
it's
middle America.
How did that go when you hit the streets of whatever the name of your city is in Missouri with called Gyaru'd up?
Yamamba or just like regular Gyaru?
Yeah, we just both.
Any kind of Gyaru. How did you hit the streets with that, and what were the reactions in the US?
Honestly, I feel like Gyaru, like the more toned down version, it just kind of looked like I was dressed up, like, had my hair curled and like eyelashes on. So it probably didn't stick out too much. With the Mamba stuff, there was a point where I went with my friends to the mall and we ended up getting kicked out because they were like, if you steal something, we can't see your face.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's how much makeup you had on. Totally.
So,
well, that's interesting, huh?
So we have the fashion, we have the makeup, we have back stigma, but we just have girls wanting to have fun, hang out with friends. What kind of music do Gyarus listen to? What kind of clothes do Gyaru wear? What is a typical Gyaru? Is there such a thing at all?
Okay, so like the Gyaru before 2020, they were like Heisei Gyaru, and they would kind of follow the trends, like the Gyaru trends, and it was very mainstream. Now that we are in the Reiwa era, Gyaru is more of just like alternative people wear it. So if you're into Gyaru, you probably mimic the old fashions, or you wear the kind of clothes you like, or the current trends with the old Gyaru makeup and hair.
I have the feeling Harajuku fashion lost its magazines, right? We lost the Fruit magazine, we lost Kera, we Lolitas lost the Gothic Lolita Bible. But I know, right? It's been a hard time. I cried. And then the Gyaru magazine still existed, but the styles got less and less strong in the magazines. And then unfortunately the Gyaru magazines ended too. They stopped. Which means you kind of, if you take a official magazine away, it's almost like you take like the officialness of it away as a style.
Didn't it go online?
It did a lot. I mean, everything went online, but it doesn't really feel the same. It's not the same. I literally today was just walking past the stand. I'm like, oh my God, it's a Kara magazine, until I realized it was like a Gera magazine or something.
Oh my God, what a disappointment.
magazine? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking magazine?
There used to be magazines in Japan to represent different fashion styles. There was a magazine for Lolitas. There was a magazine for kids who made up their own styles in Harajuku and around Tokyo. There were several magazines for Gyaru where the Gyarus were showing off cool fashion trends. They were like talking about all sorts of things. They're having so much fun. I used to buy those magazines. I never Gyaru'd myself up. Well, that's a lie. I did that for Kawaii Patin.
Oh.
But I never thought I could wear Gyaru. But I would love looking at these magazines. Everyone looked so pretty and had so much fun and they were so fashionable and so cute. So that disappeared from the market kind of at the time when it kind of became less extreme. Is that correct?
And K-pop and like Korean cosmetics and things like that were all also
Took over.
very popular.
That became the rave.
Like I remember at the time going to Shibuya 109 and it was like all K-pop was playing, all K-pop fashion. Now it's like jiraike.
Do you like it?
Jiraike.
What's that?
It's like, it's another Harajuku fashion style. I think it's very Harajuku at this point, but not necessarily. It's a lot of pinks and darks. So tell us more about Gyaru lifestyle and music.
So I think it's so much different now too because there are a lot of people that call themselves Gyaru who just dress up for social media. Whereas back then we didn't have social media. And so in my time, we would call somebody Gyaru if they like had all like Gyaru decor in their room, like lots of animal prints or like hibiscus was a popular Gyaru thing. Like tropical was very Gyaru. Disney characters, very Gyaru. I think that if something makes your life a little more difficult, like let's say these nails or getting your hair dyed, I feel like you're headed more towards like lifestyle Gyaru. It's not just like something you wear for social media. Back in the day, they used to have these groups called Gyarusa or Gyaru circles where they would all meet up. They would learn para, they would do events.
Para.
That was
Para is this
explain.
dance you do like this. They did it in the 80s and 90s in Japan during the economic bubble. And I had to learn the choreography for one of my songs. And I've been told I'm not good at it.
No.
They were strict. I remember watching these TV shows where this, like, do you know Himura, Banana Man?
Yeah.
Comedian.
Oh, yeah.
There was a show where he went on and he like joined a gal circle and like tried to learn their para routines for an event and he was like really bad and it was obviously over dramatized, but they had him like practicing for every day a week for multiple hours. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think it's very different nowadays because there aren't really any gal circles. So there are a couple Gyaru, but most of them are like talento or kind of models. There's not a huge Gyaru community, so it makes it harder.
It's starting to get considered kind of a retro kind of thingamajig or a bit nostalgic?
I think so. And I think maybe that's why it's coming back a little bit, at least in the West, because, you know, Y2K is big. So.
Yeah, like new metal, that's back. Yeah.
So Gyaru is like kind of one of the Y2K fashions.
I see. Yeah, there should be a Gyaru new metal band, yeah.
Throwback Gyaru. I mean, like, I think a lot of Japanese fashions come like in like waves as well, but they don't seem to be coming back as strongly as they did at the start.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming back.
I hope so.
I've seen so many Lolitas, like, since I've been back in Japan. Like, I was back in March and I didn't see them as much as I do now.
During the pandemic, it was a bit of a don't do it, but now it's kind of more accepted to wear.
There's like some like Lolita stores in 109. Not like official brands, but like Lolita. Leaning, yeah.
Leaning to. I think it helps because the jiraike style has a lot of frill and uses some aspects of Lolita, like the headpieces and such. So there seems to be some fusion happening.
I feel like that's a really good way to explain how Gyaru fashion went because, like, you know, jiraike, when I first came in March, it was like, you know, they had the cute little eyelashes and some blush and they would draw on the little eye bags. But now I've been seeing girls with like even nails like this, like huge nails, tall platforms, doing the jidai makes super exaggerated.
Everyone has that now. Everyone has eye bags drawn like down here.
Yeah, so I think it's like, and then Lolita too, I feel like is more on the flashy side when it comes to that fashion.
Can I just make a point? I think the girls, they draw these and some of the men draw these big eye bags on. It looks to me like they just missed their eye. Like they just went, I'm going for here, and they just missed the freaking eye. I don't agree with this fashion trend. I don't agree with it. It looks like everyone got punched in the face. Why are we doing this?
Because it's silly. Cute.
No, it's not. Everyone looks like someone who's like, and now to do my eye makeup.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
The girls that get it.
All right. So, Going to the Gyaru lifestyle Gyaru fashion, you actually worked in Shibuya 109, which is like the mecca of Gyaru, or used to be the mecca of Gyaru. What time did you work in there? Was it still kind of like happening? Was Gyaru still?
Yeah, it wasn't like flashy Gyaru. At this time, Gyaru had like gone to super, I won't say average, but less flashy. And I was working at a place that was actually neo-Gyaru, which a lot of people don't consider Gyaru because it's just, I don't even know why it's called Gyaru, to be honest. It's more leaning towards Western fashion. It was more like what's trending in LA was more considered like neo-Gyaru. So I worked in a neo-Gyaru store, but there were a lot of Gyaru shops around me. So I got to see like from the inside, and it was pretty cool. But also annoying because I would have to do this all day to make it look like I was doing something.
Oh, yeah, I've worked in retail. It's exactly what you have to do.
You always need to be moving around in Japanese retail.
Yeah.
Now talking about Gyaru fashion, Gyaru lifestyle, all that Gyaru stuff, I heard there's Gyaru language. Can you tell us some Gyaru language?
All right, so one of my favorite is daru.
Daru.
Yeah.
Does that come from
the girls in my group
Yeah,
were
like
teaching me
Dari.
this. Yeah, Dari. Explain, please.
Darui is like, oh, I'm so over it. Like, I'm so
That's what
tired
it
of this.
is.
Darui is like,
Ah.
tsukareta. But
You're
I feel
tired.
like daru is like super Gyaru way of
So the
saying
word
it.
is darui, but you drop the U, so it's just daru.
Daru. Yeah, with like a tiny tsu at the end.
Daru.
Daru.
Because it comes with that like leaning sideways. Daru.
A little more.
Daru. Is that too much? No, I got it. Yes.
You got it.
I passed it. You go for it.
Daru. Good.
アイドルやからそれやめて。
What?
アイドルやからやめて。You're an idol. You, can't do that. You can't sit like that. Gyarugo ダメ. No Gyarugo for you. Sorry.
Teach us one more. Teach us one more. Or at least teach me one more since Ladybeard can't do that.
I don't know if this is Gyarugo as much as it is just like weird slang. But one of my favorite words my friend taught me is chigyu. Can you guys guess what it means? Chigyu, wakaru?
Chi, blood? Chi?
No.
Cow?
Blood cow? The old blood cow! It's like when the Vikings did a blood eagle, but it's a cow! Blood cow.
Close. You know when you're at Yoshinoya or like a beef bowl place?
Yeah.
Chigyu is like cheese gyudon.
Oh, okay.
But that's not where it stops. It's the type of person that is likely to order a cheese gyudon, which is apparently an introverted, very quiet, like in Japanese they say inkya.
Ah. So it's another way of saying introvert?
Yeah. Or like, yeah. So basically you'll be like, oh, that person's super chigyu.
Oh.
Chigyu-sugiru or something like
Is
that.
it considered a negative? Is it considered an insult?
Yeah, because I don't think inkya is very positive. I think inkya is kind of like,
It's like being a loser. It's like being a loner.
yeah.
Like, oh my, that person's so introverted. In a slang term, is that person is cheese gyudon.
Like I think of like a hikikomori type of person.
People who don't leave at all.
Yeah.
Well, that would be frowned upon by
Chigyu.
society.
Yeah.
I see.
Not, it doesn't mean hikikomori, but like that type of person.
Type of character.
Like
I see.
majitsu.
Yeah, maji. Gyaru-yan! Yeah. Maji chigyu.
Majitsu. Daru.
Oh my god, it's perfect. Oh my god, her transformation. You better watch it. She's gonna come back over here with loose socks, blonde hair, crazy makeup.
Yeah, it's kind of, but actually there has been a wonderful fusion of Gyaru and Lolita fashion, which was the Hime Gyaru.
Oh yeah.
Which was like, they were Gyaru who wore Lolita fashion, but they had still the big Gyaru hair and the big Gyaru makeup. So it's not impossible. It's doable.
There's a lot of estrogen flying around this room right now, I gotta tell you.
Love an estrogen party.
Do we have a final word that you can tell? Final Gyaru go.
Oh, that chigyu is my best one. Agepoyo.
Agepoyo. Agepoyo.
Yeah.
That sounds very cute. What's that? What's that all
So
about?
age, like up.
Ageru is the verb to rise up. And sageru is the verb to sink down.
So whenever you say like age, you're like basically saying your energy is up. Like
Everyone
you're excited,
get pumped.
you're happy.
Raise
yeah.
the roof.
Or like, yeah, we're pumped, age. And
That was
like,
very
Like we're
high,
excited, we're
high.
hyped, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then Sagapoyo is like, wow, that's
We're
a
feeling
downer.
down,
Kind of like,
feeling
oh.
down.
I feel like agepoyo is, people still use that. I feel like sagepoyo is used as more of a joke.
Oh, really?
Agepoyo is serious. No, just Agepoyo is so serious. No, I feel like I hear agepoyo is more used, and it's just to be like, let's go, let's go.
Oh, okay.
There is now someone who listened to this podcast or is watching this on YouTube, shameless plug, and they're like, you know what? I want to gyaru it up. What would be a good start? What would be like, what was your inspiration and who would you like point them towards?
So when I was like 12, I started right away by doing Mamba makeup without really knowing makeup techniques or what looks good on my face. So I wouldn't recommend that. I feel like during the pandemic is when I really started like being able to practice makeup and figuring out what looks good for me. You really have to do what's for your face because the makeup I feel like is a super important part of Gyaru, obviously. Because a lot of girls now just wear their favorite fashions with Gyaru hair and makeup. So definitely study makeup, do makeup that looks good for your face with Gyaru elements. Hair curled is always very Gyaru, long extensions. Look up your favorite magazines, look up Gyaru on Pinterest. Yeah, just kind of submerge yourself in the style and keep trying over and over again until you feel like you've got it.
And then once you're all gyaru'd up, then what do? You just go and walk around?
I mean, I guess it depends on where you live. That's what kind of sucks about living in the States. Because here you can just walk out like looking super cute. But in wherever, America, it's like you get in your car and maybe go to the... Where do kids go nowadays?
I don't know. Where do they
You
go?
live in America.
You're the one who lives there.
You've never lived there. Tell us.
Well, the mall?
The only place I've seen Gyaru like in public in America is like raves. So I feel like they're more in the alternative fashion community.
Yeah, the con. You can go to the con as Gyaru, surely.
Oh yeah, but like it's not just a it's not locked to conventions as much as like cosplay would be. You can wear this as daily fashion.
Okay, but you can just go down to a Taco Bell was a Gyaru, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, I wear Gyaru most of the time.
Okay.
So it's like whenever you're doing your daily activities, it's just, it doesn't feel as fun when people don't get to see your cute outfits when you're wearing them. As opposed to here where you walk out and you're like, I feel cute.
Here I am.
Everybody knows I'm cute. Yeah.
Tell us, what caught your heart about Gyaru fashion? Because people ask me, why do you wear Lolita fashion? Like, what makes you happy? Why do you wear this? Why Gyaru? What makes your heart beat faster?
It just, well, when it started out, it just looked so crazy. And I loved, like, I don't know, there's something about not adhering to beauty standards and just looking as wild as possible. It just makes you feel so confident and like, you already look silly, so you don't have to worry about feeling silly or anything. I just love over the top. So that's like what really got me. And if I could, I would like wear Mamba like every day, but it's a little too much for everyday life. I know some lifestyle Mambas, like they wear the makeup regularly, but just not for me.
Now we know your fashion inspiration. Tell us about your music inspiration. What are you into?
So my music inspiration is actually Lil Peep because when I first heard his music, he kind of mixes like, alternative music with hip hop. And I wanted to do my own genre for so long. Like, if you guys don't know, I mix kind of cutesy vocals with hard beats. But I was really worried that it wouldn't catch on because it's too weird and nobody does that. But when I saw him mixing those genres, I was kind of like, oh, I guess you can succeed at making your own genre. So he's definitely a big inspiration for me. I like a lot of underground hip hop.
When I first listened to your music and saw your music videos, I must tell you, considering your image, what I got from your music in your music videos was not what I expected, if I am to be frank. Because I did expect you to be rapping cutesy cute. And that's... Well, yeah, and also the themes about which you rap could be considered adult.
Well, that's the thing too, because when I was an idol, it was like, you can't have a boyfriend, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't do that. And I was like, don't tell me what I can't do. Like, and in my mind, for some reason, I assumed that if I talked about all of this stuff and was free, nobody would put that on me.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I can talk about whatever I want, and nobody's gonna assume that I'm perfect because I'm not trying to be perfect. But that doesn't really work. People are still gonna come at you no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, but I think we're earlier saying that Gyaru was a rebellion. So you returning, throwing away the idol culture and becoming full-time Gyaru is kind of your rebellion?
Yeah, so that's another thing I love about Gyaru. I guess that's why I don't really relate to other Japanese fashions as much, because I feel like maybe there are a certain amount of rules, or like, for example, Jiraike, I feel like the personality is a little more quiet and like I want to be cute. But Gyaru is just all over the place and live your life, do whatever you want, be free, don't worry about what other people think. So that's something that really like caught my heart.
I think there's something that really resonates, and you're going to see that if you check her out on the Instagram. Like you think you had the statement once, please correct me because I don't think I can quote 100%, but you're like, I make music for the girls who like cute stuff, but they're also like grown up now. They're kind of like...
Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
And because whenever I was growing up, it's like we had the cute character, like Puffy Amyumi, the cute girl, and then we had the like badass, and then we always had these two tropes, and it's like, why was there never a girl who was like really girly and cute, but also a badass? So I've always loved that kind of like gyaru. How do you say in English?
Like breaking of expectations.
Contrast.
Yeah, the contrast.
Yeah, contrast, breaking of expectations, that kind of stuff. And also, I said that actually off camera, I'm going to say this again. Some of the stuff you talk about is so archaic. Like you say things that you could never say as a talent in Japan. And I think that's also good why you broke out. You're saying the things that are just right there, but you can say them because you got your own, like you don't have an agency who goes like, oh, no, you shouldn't say that.
No, you're running your own ship.
Another thing is like, because I like dressing cute and wearing like pigtails and I like the color pink, a lot of people are like, oh, you're just doing this for male attention. But I feel like when I add my personality to it, I'm not like, oh my God, please love me. It's like, no, I can wear this for me. Like, this is not for anybody's attention but my own. And like, F you, like I'm gonna wear this and still be bad. So you can be cute and be a badass. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think that's a good place to wrap this bad boy.
That is a fantastic place to wrap this up. All right, and at the end, I brought a gift.
Oh, thank you.
We mentioned this in a former episode, which is the Baumkuchen, the Katanuki Baumkuchen.
Yes,
it's like a popular Christmas gift kind of stuff.
It's like German, right?
Exactly. It has a bit of German ancestry, this sweet has, because we call it Baumkuchen. It's a treat cake. We layer it, we bake it, we layer it, we bake it. Now they have a new thing, which is a Katanuki style. So it's like a cut out, like a cookie cutter of Baumkuchen. And I was curious, having these colorful people in one room, there are 3 Sanrio characters. Who is your choice? Who is your battle? Who's your challenger? Who you go with? You have a choice between the icon Hello Kitty versus My Melody versus one of the most popular characters, Cinnamon Roll. No, she has to choose first because she's the guest.
You can't do this.
That's exactly the reaction I wanted.
Take the one that I want, because otherwise,
oh no. Well, I can take it.
Otherwise, I will suck it for you.
I honestly want to know which one PiNKII is gonna pick because it's such a hard choice.
My Melody, I know you're having your time. You're all pink. You're taking all the pink stuff, and it's not fair because this is my girl right here. But I'm also PiNKII, and I need pink. So this is like really putting my life in a crisis. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Why don't you just get blue, and that way you're totally void of this decision?
Do you want to just influence her because you want one of the other two?
I feel like this is like selfish reason.
Yeah, this is the Ladybeard just trying to influence the voting here.
That is the most female approach to what I just said that you could ever imagine. I tried to solve your problem, and you're like, you just want to take a pick off of yourself.
But you do want one of those two, don't you?
Well, yeah, I totally do. But that's not the point. I was trying to solve your problem with this blue. It goes with your beanie, and that way you don't have this pink problem. But please enjoy your dilemma.
Don't hurt them. They're fragile.
Sorry, please.
What do you like? Which one's your favorite?
I want Melody.
Okay, basic. Well, I was going to take Hello Kitty anyway.
There we go. Apparently, I don't get a choice in this. But it's actually fine. I would have picked Cinnamon Roll.
Interesting. I feel like in Japan, and let me know if you agree with this, the characters have a certain stereotype. Like the girls that wear All My Melody are a little bit more like Inka. Hello Kitty was more Gyaru. I think Cinnamon Roll, I don't know.
Cinnamon Roll is now for the Tenchi-kei. Like there's a new style which uses a lot of blue. And Cinnamon has been lucky to be kind of selected as the character ambassador. There are a lot of like Tenchi Kawaii-kei wears like blue. It's kind of a mix, very different, kind of like jerseys, but kind of open, very Harajuku. So Cinnamon Roll is actually the new leader of that. But my melody is, again, like kind of a style leader as well. And they kind of like Lisa kind of style girls.
And like those girls, I'm always associating them with more like shy and inkyara. So I really used to never want to wear my melody because of that. Which like nobody cares. But Hello Kitty is my girl.
So Hello Kitty is actually the main character of Sanrio, and like Gyaru's want to be like out there and like be seen as most as
I had
possible.
no
I
idea
guess.
there was such deep lore attached to all these characters.
Now you know.
I just
it's been
said that
attached
one's
to you.
cute. Da, 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 da. That was the extent of my thinking.
You just looked at the pink and you wanted the pink.
No, I've always liked Melody because I dubbed the show, you see, so I like Melody.
That makes sense then.
Who did you dub?
I was early in my dubbing career, so just small characters, just here and
That's
there.
awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
You have some special connection.
Yeah. Oh, Melody, bless her.
I'll
Wow.
never get in between you and Melody.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Because you tried to for a minute there with
did.
your whole thingamajig. I tried to solve your problem, but you were like, that's what you did.
Your guys' dynamic is very funny.
I actually like it.
I'm like, how do I reel this back to like a proper podcast? And you're like, how can I
Derail it.
Derail it. This is the story of this podcast.
Do you want me to throw
I
something?
think. No, don't throw
You
these. They're
almost did.
breakable. All right, let's take those down for the ending.
Bye.
Let us know. Tell us a little bit about your newest single and what's on the market and where people should check you out.
All right, so Jawbreaker is my latest song. It came out on November 24th, and it is a great example of like cutesy, but very, very hard hitting.
You have a song called Gamer Girl.
Yes, I'm sorry, underrated.
It did not explore the themes that I expected it to explore.
Yeah.
Go listen to her song Gamer Girl on the
Yes.
internet.
Gamer Girl. It's another one of those like very hard. I think it's one of the more shocking.
I expected it to be about catching Pokemons and playing Mario. It's not about that.
Oh yeah, all those expectations
Not about
have
that
been
at all.
broken and smashed
Not
into pieces.
One bit about that. So you can try social media. What's your social media? What's your YouTube? All those things.
Where can we find you?
My everything it's PiNKII. So not just PiNKII, it's ITS PiNKII. PiNKII with two I's, not PiNKII with a Y. Please remember that. It hurts my feelings when people don't get it right. Don't spell my name with a Y. I'm serious. Please. It's two I's. You guys know it's two I's, right?
Yes, we do.
All
We've
right,
been
thank
told. Thank you very much, as always, for joining us. This has been PiNKII. She has been Cathy Cat. I was potentially Ladybeard. I can't tell anymore because we spoke about fashion for too long and I'm confused. But we'll see you next time on Cat with Pin. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah.